Nation. Let's go to Tammy next. Tammy, good afternoon.
Paul, I got some questions for you.
Okay.
One, I want to know why Ohio State didn't fall. Because they only won by 6 points to an Indiana team that it's worse than any other cupcake out there. And you gonna tell me that they shouldn't have dropped TCU?
Okay, well, let me answer your question very quickly there. I think Indiana should have dropped. They didn't. Ultimately, the poll will not matter. We're 3 or 4 weeks away from the playoff committee, and they showed last year that they will drop a team number 1 in the country. They did it to Florida State. Next.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you. My next thing is, you know what, Georgia fans right now ought to be over there somewhere in Georgia. 9 or 10 games. I don't care how good he is off the field, what kind of good person he is. Georgia, your coach cannot win a big game. Daryl.
Tammy, let me correct you on one thing. He won a big game last year in November against Auburn.
Paul, you don't even realize what you just said. Don't even bring Auburn into this shit.
No, I mean, last year Auburn was a highly ranked team at one point. Auburn went to Georgia, and Georgia destroyed Auburn. That was a big game. It's a big rivalry.
Auburn wasn't even on their list as a big game to go.
No, Auburn and Georgia, in case you didn't know, Tammy, is a pretty long-standing rivalry. I think it's the oldest rivalry in the South.
I'm talking about overall, Paul. Overall, Mark Richt cannot win.
Mark Richt has pretty much owned Auburn, Tammy.
Oh, my God, I wish you wouldn't even talk about Auburn and Georgia game. We still got this year. We know what. This year's still coming up. Hell, the heck, the way they play this past Saturday, even we can beat them. They look sick.
I believe.
Mark Richt sucks as a coach. He sucks, Paul. I don't care what nobody's saying. He's terrible. He can't. Oh my God! I can't believe that they got the same kind of offense as Ole Miss and LSU, and they gonna let it.
I think Georgia's won 7 of the last 9. I think Georgia's won 7 of the last 9 against Auburn or something like that, Tammy. So anyway.
Oh, quit. They ain't gonna win this year. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Our offense looks a lot better. Do we need to pick up the pace?
You played San Jose State. Georgia played Alabama.
Oh, my God, almighty, just let me talk. Can you just please let me talk? We are picking up the pace on that offense. Gus Malzahn is putting his freshmen in. Do you not realize that some of these players he didn't even recruit? Do y'all realize that? And I want to tell you another thing. Florida. Hey, y'all think about Florida's defense down there? You know whose real defense that is? Muschamp's defense. And that little kid at Kansas that was going to Auburn and decommitted, you better look at that Florida defense, because that's the coaches at Auburn right now. And I promise you.
Yeah, you know, Tammy, it looks to me like Florida has upgraded since Will Muschamp went to Auburn.
Oh, my God.
Auburn has downgraded.
They ain't been down there long enough to do anything. That's Muschamp's boys. I don't care what nobody says. That defense in Florida belongs to
I'll tell you one thing, Leonard Fournette certainly wasn't too bothered by Muschamp's boys.
It's going to be better. It's going to be the number 1 defense. I give them a year, maybe 2. And that Auburn defense, you won't be able to touch them. You hear me? You won't be able to touch them. You won't even get a dang yard. Not a yard. None of it.
Tammy.
We'll get that fast-paced offense, and we will be where we need to be.
Tammy.
Oh, my God, y'all made me
Tammy, Marcus is trying to speak to you.
Tammy.
By the way, Tammy, one more thing before I be quiet. Auburn's lost 5 straight SEC games.
You keep doing it,
Oh,
Paul.
my God, you done told me that. Paul, we're going to win 5 straight. You hear me? We're going to win 5 straight. We ain't going to lose the SEC game. That offense is going to be picked up. Marcus, tell him something, Marcus. Take him off my back before I kill him.
Listen, take a deep breath, sister. Take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. Relax. Calm. Don't let
Hey,
Paul.
my husband's back in a bed, but he had to pass out. He had too much moonshine. He had to pass out.
Hold on.
Back in the bed.
So he's back in the bed, but he passed
You
out?
let Paul back in, Tammy.
He may have passed
let
out.
him back
He may
in.
have passed out because he was back in the bed with you, Tammy.
He might have did that too. I don't know. Oh, he had some cherries and moonshine and some moonshine at the house. He had too much moonshine, but he was in the bed. I took a picture of it. I took a picture and put it on Facebook. He was
You put it on Facebook? Would you send it to us? We don't have access to your
I don't know how
Facebook
to do
page.
that. You
Tammy,
have to
we're going
get
to
it
work
off
on the
there.
Woosah next call, okay? Take care of yourself.